Good evening, everyone. My name is Gina, and I am a network marketer as well as a lash and brow technician at Maybe Upper Beauty Bar and Wellness. How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you for joining me. Emotional wellness is very important to me, which is what I would like to jump in and talk about today. This is going to be part one of that. I'm going to do a part two very, very soon, but this is part one of emotional wellness and just enlightening you guys about that particular subject, okay? So once again, thank you for joining me. For those that will watch the replay, I appreciate you all joining in. So let's get started, okay? Emotional wellness is very, very important to me, especially being that when I was finally enlightened about emotional wellness and how it benefited my life and the changes that I have seen thus far as being emotionally well and actively pursuing healing and things of that nature. It's very, very beneficial. It has been very awesome, the results that I have achieved in being emotionally well and being knowledgeable in that area. So let's just get started talking about emotional wellness. And I want to begin with just kind of defining the word unstable. So the word unstable means prone to change, fail or give way, not stable. Another definition for that is prone to psychiatric problems or sudden changes of mood. So just some kind of synonyms to go along with that would be, unsteady, insecure, unbalanced, mentally ill, unsound of mind, psychotic. And God wants us to have a sound mind. It is very important that we have a sound mind, that we're making sound decisions, and that our emotions are not controlling us or causing us to self-destruct or affecting others around us. So, it's very important to be in touch with your emotions and being aware and being able to recognize your emotions and things of that nature. So I just have 3 quick points that I kind of want to hit on part one. And so the first point would be, what are causes of emotional instability? What makes us, what's the root of us being kind of like, where our emotions are all over the place? And, sometimes we may wake up and we don't even know why we're feeling the way that we feel, or, we're in a constant state of disarray and we're making poor decisions and things of that nature. So, one of those causes could be trauma, things that have happened to us over time, traumatic incidents and things of that nature. Rejection is one. Some of us don't like to be told no, and we didn't feel included or accepted in certain settings or what have you. Abuse is another cause of emotional instability. When we are exposed to manipulation and control and other scenarios, delusion, deception, things and people appearing to be one way and they turn out not to be so. It's kind of deceptive, and things of that nature. So that can cause us sometimes to be our emotions to be all over the place, and sometimes if we don't recognize what that root of the problem is and why we are the way that we are, or why we react the way that we react to certain things, we'll never be able to achieve that place of healing and that place of emotional stability in our lives. So number 2, how can we get to a place of becoming emotionally well? Recovery and change begins with first acknowledging that there's a problem. You have to acknowledge within yourself, not pointing the finger at other people and things of that nature, but just saying that, I don't like the way that I react to this. I don't like the way that this is going. I don't like the fact that certain things are happening in my life. Is there something that I am doing wrong to attract this type of behavior? What is going on? Who am I around? What things that have I not dealt with in my past or what have you that I really need to go ahead and address so that I can be emotionally well and that I can come to a place where, I'm happy and I'm enjoying the things of life, and I'm not in a constant state of depression, or I'm not always sad, or I'm not always angry. Those are the different ways that, our emotions show up, when we don't have the correct reactions to certain stuff, or we seem to not have a handle on the way that we react to certain things. Everything pushes our buttons, mood swings and things of that nature. So it's really, really important to be able to recognize that there's something going on with us and that a change needs to arise in order for us to live better lives. It's at the end of the day, we all strive to be better. Just better people for those that love us, those that are around us, and things of that nature. So, like I said, having that sense of self-awareness, recognizing that your behaviors and your reactions are in need of a change. It's okay to recognize those things. It's okay to say, I don't like the way that I'm behaving, and sometimes it is hard for us to acknowledge those things, especially because we like to place the blame on others a lot of the time instead of taking that accountability and responsibility for our own actions. And so that's really, really important when it comes to emotional wellness and just wanting to live a healthy, thriving life. So what are some of the benefits of emotional wellness? And this will be my last point for this particular session. So what are the benefits of emotional wellness? Healthy relationships. Our friendships thrive. We thrive in our business relationships. We thrive in our romantic relationships. We thrive in our spiritual relationships when we get a handle on our emotions. Sometimes if you're just in that unhealthy place, you tend to attract certain things to you, and that can just be a sign and awareness of where you need to improve as far as your healing is concerned and things of that nature. So, just to piggyback off of that, personal development leads to public success. When you develop personally and you're willing to reflect and change those things about yourself and say, I recognize that I need to change. I recognize that I want better. I recognize that I deserve better than what is going on right now. Self-reflection and things of that nature are not bad. You don't have to condemn yourself and say, oh my God, I've been doing this for so long. Once you get to that certain place of awareness, it's okay to develop personally, because you will then begin to see that all other areas of your life are thriving, and that you are succeeding in all the areas that you have desired to succeed for so long. When you give yourself permission to feel and to say, you know what, I want better. I want to change. I want these things in my life. So another benefit of being emotionally well is just having that peace of mind. You're not in that place of torment and constant reminder of, all the areas that you failed in life or what have you. You're able to forgive yourself. You're able to move on with beyond your past. And that is so important. And just having that sense of self-worth and loving yourself and saying, you know what, I deserve to receive good things in my life. Sometimes we tend to, when we're not emotionally well, we tend to always think that something bad is going to happen, or we get used to bad things happening to us, when in reality, we just have to have that mind shift and that heart shift and just that change and say, okay, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to receive everything that is already waiting on me. It's just sometimes our physical success can be hindered from a spiritual blockage and just maybe a mindset shift, or just a change of heart. And so in part 2 of this video, I'm going to be talking about setting boundaries and achieving emotional wellness. It's necessary that we set boundaries. All of our relationships need boundaries. Our friendships, our business relationships. I was going to say business ships. Business relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships, family relationships, any type of relationship you can think of, even spiritual relationships. We need boundary. And everybody is not privy to having certain access to your life, especially if they have displayed certain behavior that is not acceptable to you. You should be aware when somebody's not treating you right. You should be aware when when something is not right. Ladies, we have that intuition. Those of us that walk with God, we have the Holy Ghost or what have you, and we know when something is not right. Your body is going to tell you something is not right. So in part 2 of this video, please be on the lookout. It may or may not come tomorrow. It's just going to be about setting boundaries and moving forward and understanding that everybody does not have to have access to all of you, especially if they're not capable of handling all of you and being protective of all of you and your secret in-depth information or whatever it is that you desire in that friendship or that relationship. So I appreciate you guys watching with me tonight. Please be on the lookout for that part 2, and I appreciate those of you that took your time out to listen, and I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. One more thing, just for encouragement purposes, those of us that are working towards that healing, those of us that are working towards becoming emotionally well, becoming emotionally stable. I applaud you. Healing is not an easy thing to do. I applaud you for looking in the mirror and saying, you know what, I want better for me. I love me enough to I deserve the best. So although this may be a rough journey, and just kind of dipping into part 2 a little bit, but everybody is not going to be receptive or accept when you set boundaries, especially those that have benefited off of you not having boundaries. So when you begin to say no, or you begin to it's not necessarily putting a wall up, but it is saying, I don't have to allow you in this space in my life. If you're not able to treat me the correct way, if you're not empathetic, if you're not sensitive to my needs or what have you, and that's different in certain settings. So we're just going to talk about boundaries and setting those in part 2. So I hope you guys appreciated everything that I talked about tonight. And I love you guys. I'm here with you. I'm here to support you. I understand how you feel. And like I said, this journey is not easy. But I commend you for wanting to be better, because you deserve that. You're worth it. And don't let anyone make you feel like you're not. So like I said, part 2, we'll be talking more about setting boundaries and what comes with what we should be looking for, and just the things that are going to take place a little bit when you begin to set boundaries. Okay, so I love you guys. I appreciate you watching. Everybody that's watching the replay, I thank you once again. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.